Hello guys, welcome to another edition of tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to take your MetaHuman character into Style3D for close simulation. Alright, so here's our MetaHuman character. Here's our MetaHuman character. And I would like also to inform you that this MetaHuman has already been animated. So I just retarget one of the default animation on it. So as you can see, right? So I've done a retargeting. So I'm going to be assuming that you already have your animation on the MetaHuman already. So perhaps you are working on projects for cinematics. You should already have your animated targeted on your character, on your MetaHuman character. So let's go into it. First of all, I have to create a sequencer. I'll click on this add button here and select cinematics. Then I can do level sequence. There's something I'll be created here, okay, and then I'm going to rename it to just tutorial. Yeah. But before I double click on this my sequencer, I've already created a folder where I want to save all my files, all my assets. This is MetaHuman to Style3D, right? So I'm just going to drag and drop it there, right there. So I'm going to click on move, and then it move the so I double click on the folder right there, and then I can find my sequencer there. So this is how I get my sequencer. I double click on it, then here I go with my sequencer. So this is my sequencer right here, and then this is my content browser. So I can always toggle between both of them, right? So but to optimize my screen, I will just have to let this go, right? And then yeah, here we go right now. So the next thing to do right now is to add the blueprints. Select this MetaHuman. You can get it from this outliner, this blueprint right here. So just drag and drop it to this portion of the sequencer, and then boom, here you go with this. So I'm going to delete this control rigs, delete, or you can do select and then press delete on your keyboard, right? So now the next thing is to add animation to the body. Of course, we are only animating the body in this tutorial. The same principle applies to if you are animating the face. If you have facial animation as well, expression, or why the character is talking, right? So I click on this plus button beside the body. I'll add animation to the body. Click on this animation, and then you can see there are tons of animation assets here. Animation assets here. So I want to quickly look for the one that I created. I couldn't find it here, so I'm just going to, because I know the name, right? I'm going to search for it and say walk. So I think that should filter something for me. Yeah, I have walk right here, so I can just double click on it. Yeah, and then immediately you have this set to this kind of pose. You have your MetaHuman character set to this kind of pose. Then if you hit play, you can see that yeah, there's a motion right now. But one thing I observe is that it's kind of short, right? I can decide to expand it to say 150 frames, like so. I think this is better. So I'm just like trying to expand it to 150 frames. Then I hit play. Okay, I think that is too long as well. I'll just reduce it to say 120 right here now. Yeah, I'm cool with this. 120 is fine for me. And then the next thing to do is to adjust the animation for a post. Taking it to Style3D, you want to start your cloud simulation with a post actually. All right, so you don't want to start from this. It's not easy to simulate clothes on this pose right here, right? So you want to get it on your A pose. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to offset this animation by 30 frames. Then I move like this. Then to say frame 30 or whatever. I think I want to do frame 30. Okay, it's snapping right here, but I don't want it to snap. Then I will extend this a bit. Then I just snap it somewhere around there. Yeah, I think I'm fine with whatever that is going on here. But if I play, nothing's happening until it gets to this frame 30, right? Very good. So now we have to bake the this animation on the control rig. So how do we do that? You have to right click on the body right here, right click on the body right here, and then click on bake to control rig, right? Yeah, we have bake to control rig here, and then what you want to choose is the MetaHuman control rig, not the FK here, MetaHuman control rig. And then if in any case you don't see this MetaHuman control rig right here, you want to uncheck this filter and then look for it right here. You can see it here, MetaHuman control rig. But I'm going to check that filter again, and then you can still have my own here, right? So I bake, and then this menu pops up. I just want to do create, leaving everything other than default. Now you can see it has baked this animation into keyframe, and then if I play right now, yeah, let me play it again and see what's going on there. Okay, you can still see that nothing is happening from the first frame. Nothing is happening until you get to frame 30, right? The essence of having this A pose on the first frame is so that number one, we can simulate the garment on top it easily inside of Style3D, and then when it's time for us to to do the actual simulation, it has to transit. So is this offset now? With this offset, you will be able to transit from this frame 1 to frame 30 where the animation really starts properly. And then this is what we're going to do next. So I'm going to over box select like that. So every frame between frame 1 to the frame 30, I'm going to select them, and then I'll hit delete on my keyboard. So now I'm left with what? With frame 1 to what? To 30. So we hit play right now. You see, do you see that kind of transition? You see how it morphs to the position where it starts, the action, right? So that's exactly what you really want to achieve before you export your animation. After this is done, you have to right click again on the body and then click on bake animation sequence. Bake animation sequence. So from here you want to choose a directory where you are going to save your animation sequence. So for me, remember I created a folder image to Style3D. Then I'll look for the folder there. So MetaHuman, blah, 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 blah. I think it should be under priest because the MetaHuman's name is priest actually. So yeah, I'm using MetaHuman. Yeah, and this here you go with the folder, and then I will have to rename it and say tutorial animation. All right, good. And then I hit OK. I have this box also on my other screen. Then I have to do what? I have to do export to animation, and then boom, here you go. Remember to save your work by hitting Ctrl Shift S. Very good. Now, so if I go back to my folder, the MetaHuman to Style3D, you can see that I have the tutorial animation right here, right? When you double click on this, you can see that the animation is playing, right? And then if you pause it and then you start again from the beginning, if I start like this, you can see that the way the A pose transition into the first frame of the action, right? So that's what you actually want. And then you observe that the head is not part of it. So the MetaHuman's head is always separated from the body, as you can see in fact here. So, but this is what we are going to do, because we need to export both the head and then the body. All right, so this is what we are going to do. I will have to right click on this guy to duplicate. Then I do duplicate, or I hit Ctrl D on my keyboard, right? So having duplicated this guy here, I will just have to name it as I just do animation tutorial edge, so that we can know that, okay, this is we have the edge right there, right? Very good. Now, so now this body is going to be for the head. Now I'm going to, right click on the head right here, and then I'm going to have to replace skeleton. So if I replace the skeleton, see this face archetype skeleton, that's what you want to use actually. So that's what you want to use. But you see on this icon, you can see that this is for the shoe. It's for the shoe right there, and that's not what I want. Then I'm going to change it to what? To the face archetype skeleton. And then you want to wait for that to compute, and then you see the change right there. So I hit Ctrl Shift S on my keyboard to save. Of course, you can see what we have there. Now you have to double click on this. So if you double click on this, you see that this is not our character. Though MetaHuman head, but it's not our own exactly. So right under the preview scene there, you are going to see preview mesh animation. Then you are going to apply your own head there. So this is the priest face mesh. Don't forget I told you that the original name for that MetaHuman is priest. I named it priest. All right. So here you go with it. So that's it here. You click on it, and then as you can see, it has changed to the MetaHuman. Okay, so the next thing is to click on apply to asset. So if you click on apply to asset, you are done here. Then save, and you can close. Right now, you can see that it is what it is updated. All right, so for us to start creating our clothes, you need your to do two exports. For us to start creating the clothes, you need just the static mesh, without bone, without anything, just the static mesh right there to just simulate just create your clothes on, to be able to create your clothes, right? And after you are done, you have to bring the animated mesh in as well, so into Style3D. So we're exporting both of them, but this is how we are going to go about it. I hold Control and I select both head animation and then the leg animation, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to drag both of them to the scene, right? Yeah, I want to hit Control Shift S. I drag both of them to the scene, and then I hold Shift to select both of them as well, and then I hit go to actor. What you want to do actually is to convert this actor to static mesh. So I convert to that static mesh, and it's asking me which folder do I want to save it to. I'll just go to that my MetaHuman to Style3D tutorial folder, and then I open it right there, and I'll do tutorial. I'll name it as tutorial. Don't forget that both the head and then the body, is selected together. So both of them will come in as one right now. So save, and then boom, here you go. I hit Ctrl Shift S on my keyboard. Yeah. So one thing you notice is that there's a lot of texture right here. I won't be needing the texture for now. The texture of my MetaHuman is enough for me, so I don't need the texture. I'm going to select all the texture. I select the first one there, and I'll hold Shift to select the last one. Yeah, I think I'm correct. Then I hit delete on my keyboard. Boom, I forced and delete on my keyboard. Yeah. So now I can hit Ctrl Shift S to save. Okay. So now that you have this static mesh right here compiled, then you can right click and do asset action to export. And then you really want to export it as tutorial static mesh. I already have one tutorial static mesh here, so I just think it's safe to because yeah, I've done this project before this tutorial. So just have to create a new folder and call it mh um, to assets. Yeah, let's give it that kind of name. So yeah, tutorial static mesh is good. Then I save. Now I have this export box right here. You want to make sure that your vertex color is on check, level of detail is on check, and then every other thing is okay. All right, so you hit export on your keyboard. You can go ahead and feel free to delete this mesh right there. Hit Control Shift S on my keyboard again. Very good now that we have this. So now you want to export this animation, both the edge and then the body as well. So I just right click on, hold shift to select both of them, and then I do right click, right, asset action, then export. So the title is animation. Yeah, total animation. The first one is tutorial animation. I think I should call it body. Then I have this export as well. So you want to make sure that your level of color these guys are not selected, right? Then you do export. Also for the second one as well, tutorial head animation, you hit save, right? Then we have this export option as well. Leave everything as it is right here. This setting is okay. Then you want to do what? Export. Now that you have everything exported, ensure that you have all save right here, and then I can open my Style 3D. All right, so this is Style 3D fresh page. I'll go ahead and bring my assets. So I'll bring in the static mesh first, this tutorial static mesh, and then drop it right there. And then let me see. Yeah, it has got to be added, not open, loading as avatar. Let's see if this will work. Otherwise, I will just move on with that. Yeah, inherit arrangement information. Let's see. Scale. Yeah, every other thing works fine. Then you can do imports, and then here you are. It's your MetaHuman character, right? So let's begin the clothing process. I'm not creating a garment from scratch, but I have this. If you click right here, I have some garment that I've downloaded from the online store. Of course, you can access that as well. Well, I think I'm on that garment section right here. Then that's why if I click on this download asset from the cloud, it takes me directly to where other assets are. Then that's where I downloaded this top and the knicker there, the short there. So I'm going to bring in the knicker first by double clicking on it, and then I will have to change this load type to add. If you change it to open, it's going to open in a new project file. So I want to actually add it, and I'm only adding the garments. Then I click OK. Then you wait for that to load. Yeah, so I'm just going to adjust the garments, right? I'm going to adjust the garments to then I hit space bar on my keyboard to simulate, and let's see how that goes. Okay, I'll stop simulation. This is the reason I stop the simulation. For me, the I'll do A again. If you check this particle distance is 5, is too high. So it's too high. So I don't want to work with that. No. So these are garments that are optimized for just normal fashion, not really cinematics or gaming. All right, so I'm just going to click select all, and then crank it up to say 20. 20 is fine. Yeah, 20 is fine for me. Then I simulate again, and that makes a lot of sense. That works fine. All right, I don't know why this pin is here, but I'm going to get rid of every pin. I would like to even delete some part of the garment that will not be visible. So for optimization sake, all right, yeah, all for optimization sake, yeah. I think this is great. So I'll select everything on the floor right there and get rid of them. Yeah, I'm fine with this. It's a nika, it's just a short that someone should just take care of, put on. Yeah, very good. Then I'll bring in the top as well. Click here, this library button again, and then I click on the top, then add as well. Then hit OK. All right, very good. So I'm at liberty to close this. Yeah, before I release or before I deselect everything, I can move it up. Then I can bring it around like that, and then there are certain part of this garment as well that needs to be, I just hit Shift A on my keyboard to hide the character. All right, and I want to see certain portions of the garment that will not be feasible. You know, you have to go optimized. Yeah, so I can adjust this one like this. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Okay, very good. Then I hit spacebar on my keyboard to simulate. Then here you go with the simulation. Cool, cool. Okay, there are pins here as well. I can right click on these pins and then do delete all pins. Yeah, delete all pins. Then I can simulate again by pressing spacebar on my keyboard. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice dress actually. These are nice, very well detailed garments right there. And then this is what you have. Okay, I think it's a good time to do Control S to save our project. And then we also not forget to optimize this garment and check. This is particularly system 8. Yeah, you want to consider turning it down a bit, and let's set this to 20 as well. Yeah, particular distance should be 20. And then by the time I hit simulation, you see that it's also it's cool. The simulation is also going to be cool. And now I would say it's a good time for us to do the UV. You click on Tools, UV Editor, and then you can see everything disorganized like this here. What I want to do is first, I'm going to like scatter everything. Just going to scatter so that I can quickly rearrange and all that. So, um, right, very good. So I think I'm done with this rearrangement, and then I'll just put everything inside one tile like that. Yeah, I'm good. So I'll hit bake. Yeah, bake. So I'm going to set normal metaliness. Yeah, I think these are just cool. Texture, the normal, and then the displacement. I'm fine with that. I don't think I have any roughness map. Or should in case I have roughness map, 4096. I think that's 4K, and then alter. Then you can do okay. And then it asks us where are you baking to. So I want to quickly set this to yeah, let's have it there. So I'm just going to create a new folder and call this texture. And here you go. So you are done with that. I can get out of this UV editor and it's S on my keyboard to save everything that I've done. Yeah. So the next thing is I would suggest that users should keep using these 3D states. I'll add and I record this 3D state. So it helps me to keep the record of this state. Then I'm going to get rid of this character right here. Yeah. and then bring in my guys. I bring both of them in. I will first bring in the body. Let's do the body first, then I can leave add, and then yeah, everything's okay. Yeah, very good. So I can also again go ahead and bring in my head together with it. Bring in the head together with it. Yeah. Then we can do that. Then boom. Here you go with the head. So if you go to the tools animation editor right here, and then you play or you try out your animation, see what goes on there. I click on this move so that I can pick this skeleton animation one. So but create animation transition. So I don't want to create a transition right now because we already have our transition from Unreal Engine, right? So I just want to do animation. I'll uncheck this and do animation start from avatar's current position. All right, and do okay. So you can see we have 5 seconds of animation. So the second one as well has got to be, has got to have the same settings. Then there you go with that. So if you hit play, right, you can see that we have both of them coming in. Playing like that. So, but if you only brought one of the animation in, you can see that it's only the body that is moving, right? So that might not be what you actually want to do. So you want to make sure that both the animate and the skeleton are added, right? So that you can have this. So very good, right? So now that we've gotten this, what you want to do next is to simulate. So you have to hit this record button here, right? And then hit record. So you are going to wait for it to simulate. You can see uh, it's going very fast. If you didn't adjust the particle distance, it's going to be a bit slow. All right, and because it's not optimized at all. So here you go with that kind of movement. So if at all it's any animation that you have within Unreal Engine on any character, on any woman, MetaHuman character, you can also bring it in just like this and then simulate your garment on it, right? Yeah, yeah, very good. So if it's any animation at all, from cinematic animation, simulations and all that, you can also bring it into Style3D to do the clothing. Yeah, very good, very good. Here we are with our record and very nice stuff. And you can see if I hit play right here, you can see very cool stuff there. Very cool stuff. And for me, it's like it's too fast. Let me get it to say half of it. All right. So I'm just going to do this again. As you can see gently right now. Very good. So, but before then, I have to change it back to the default, which is 1, right now. So now that we are done with all that, I want to now export the Alembic file. So I'm going to hit file, export, then Alembic, and the Alembic Ogawa especially. So we want to make sure that it's on Alembic Ogawa. Then it's export. Now this export option pops in. In this case, we don't need our character. We only need the garment. Of course, our character is waiting for us in Unreal Engine. All right. So you want to set it to thin, combine all mesh. Otherwise, all these pieces, these patterns will be separate, right? So and then you don't want that. Baking size, don't forget we were on 4096. 40, that's 4K, 4096. So we want to make sure, what we exported the other time was on 4K, that's 4096. And then you want this exactly. And then it's good to have this UV coordinate checked, but since we already baked out our texture, we won't need here again. If I have not baked the texture after the UV, it's just safe to bake all texture map right here. But since I've done that, I want to save myself that time. And then what you want to set it to is scale. By default, sometimes you might find it in meter, but you want to use scale, centimeter scale here. All right, and every other thing, is great. Then it's okay, and then your data is being prepared. Alembic file is exporting. Now back to Unreal Engine, and then I'm going to create another folder, and then I'm going to rename it cloth. Very good. So I'm going to bring in all my cloths. Where are it? So the Alembic, right? So these are this. Just follow me with these settings. I want to change this guy here, this import type from static to geometric cache. I'm bringing in an Alembic file, then it's going to be geometric cache, and then yeah, every other thing looks fine. Everything looks fine, and I'll change this guy here to Autodesk 3D Max, and then set this to 90. Though it's still the same thing by leaving it at default, which is Maya. Right? I think I'm good with these settings. Then I can hit import. So let's wait for it to get imported. Now that our cloth is done importing, then I'll hit Control Shift S rather on my keyboard to save all, and I'm going to drop my clothes somewhere around there. Let's. So this is what I will do. I will click on my MetaHuman, check the detail. The location here is 1030. I copy it and I paste it right here. Okay, the location on Y is 2650. I have to copy it and paste it right here. So 2650, and then here you go. So we have everything fitted, right? So let's sort our texture. So click on I open a new folder, create a new folder. I'll call it texture. I just want to be organized, right? So this texture right here, so I'm going to select everything and then drag them in, so that we import all the 4 texture maps. So what I want to do next is I want to create my material by right clicking on this empty space and then create what? Material. Then I want to choose material here. Okay, I will just have to rename it anything, tutorial, tutorial, whatever. So I have to double click on it, then this opens up for me. I will undock it so that I can bring in all these guys, all this my texture map in. I will shift and I select the last one here, and here you go with them inside. Yeah, so we have the displacement map, the normal, the roughness, but I'm not going to be using the displacement map actually. So I want to, yeah, so that everybody can see, so that we can all see this. Then I'm going to enlarge it right there. So this is the color map. I'm going to connect this RGB to the base color, normal, and then right here roughness. So I don't need this actually. So but now you can see that even from here you can see that our texture is applied correctly, right? So I have to hit on save, and then you can close that one there. So then you can drag and drop this texture on top the character, and then as you can see, nicely done, right? So the next, don't forget to save your level, and then I'll go back into my sequencer right here. Then I haven't selected this cloth. You can see the cloth here right here. So you bring in the blueprints. Then you have the blueprint now in your sequencer. Right now, what we are going to do is to click on this plus button, add geometry catch components. And next, you have to click on this plus button again and add geometry catch. So if you play it, you can see that the cloth follows the animation without any barrier. So here you go with looping, right? So I'll put it on play, and then here you go, right? Without any challenge, right? So there you go. Now this come to the end of today's tutorial. I believe you've been able to benefit from this tutorial. So hit like button and then subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get more informative tutorials like this. All right, you can see there's some glitch happening right here. All right, don't mind it. It's because you are viewing it from the viewport. All right, if you check it, by the time you go to render and then you are seeing, you won't be seeing all this again in the render. So this kind of glitch that is happening right there, don't worry about that. It's because you are viewing it in your viewport, right? So in the render, it will not be like that. So this is a great work. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and then like. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode.